Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Everett again. We're going to do another handwriting lesson this week. This week, our letters are F and Q. So if you'd like to grab your orange handwriting book, we're going to work on page 60 first. So you can go ahead and pause this video, go ahead and grab your book, grab a pencil. You may also grab your dry erase board and marker if you have one, or maybe some scrap paper to practice on if you need a little extra practice or if you'd like to practice with me. So we're going to start again with the letter F. The letter F is going to be a tall letter that starts above the line, just like H and B that we practiced last week. We're going to watch a quick video here to see how we're going to make the letter F. All right, now let's see if we can practice that on our dry erase boards or on our scrap paper. So I have my double lines here that you'll need to make if you don't have those already. So we're going to do lowercase letter F. We're going to start above the lines. We're going to go up, down, bump on that bottom line, and then you're going to cross on that top line there. I'll do it one more time. We're going to go up, fall down to the bottom line, bump, cross on that top line. All right, now we're going to practice it in our handwriting books. So go ahead and grab your pencil. We're going to work on page 60. You may work with me as I'm going through, or you may watch the whole video and go back and try this on your own. So we're going to start by tracing the lowercase letter F. You can see at the top here, they're going to model how to make the letter F. In case you forgot, you can always look back up there for reference. So letter F, start at the top. You're going to go up, fall down, bump, and then you're going to cross it on the top line there. You're going to trace. Remember, tracing is how we're going to practice. It's always good to practice. Let's go to the next one. Start at the dot. The dot is there for your starting point. So make sure you put your pencil on that starting point. You're going to go up, curve up, fall back down to that bottom line, and then you're going to cross it in the middle there on that top line. Again, we're going to practice. So trace your letter F, fall down, cross. Then you're going to start at the dot. Always remember to start at that dot, please. You're going to go up and give it a little curve, fall down, bump, and then cross. Go ahead and trace your letter F, write it, trace your letter F, write it, trace your letter F, and write it. You're going to go a lot slower than what Mrs. Everett did. I'm just going a little bit quicker. I can't write on my paper here, so I just want you to know that you need to go a little bit slower than what I did. On the last part over here, I'd like you to try it on your own. You'll notice that there's no dot there. So here's good practice to see if you can get a good idea of where you should be starting your letter F. So start in the air up here. You're going to curve up and to the left, go down, bump, and then you're going to cross it on that top line. Just like in the classroom, your teacher would walk around and check your letter F to make sure you did a fabulous job. So you can ask an adult to check it and give you a nice check mark there if you did a nice job. If maybe you need a little extra help, go ahead and erase it and then just try it again. You're going to go up, fall down, and then cross it in the middle. All right, now that we are finished with the letter F, we're going to move on to the next page. Now the next page you will see we have some review to do. We have words at the top. We have beef, bath, and fish. Look at those hunkin' chunks, TH and SH. We are going to ask, or I'm going to ask you to trace these letters. These are review letters. These are all letters that you've already learned, so these are good practice for you. So you're going to trace the letters B, trace E, E, and then there's our F we just learned. Trace the F. Then you're going to practice writing it down here. B, E, E, F. Okay, beef. Then I'd like you to do the same with bath. Now, you'll see these lines look a little different than what we have been practicing on. This is just a different type of lines that you might see on a workbook page at some point. So we're going to trace bath. B, A, T, H. And we had H last week. So then you're going to write it all by yourself. This time, you're not going to start up in the air where there's no lines. You're actually going to start on this top line here. Go down, bump, up, around, and bump. So you're going to trace the letter or the word bath at the top and then write it. I'd like you to do the same thing for fish. Trace fish and then write it. And you'll notice down here we have another check. So if you can have an adult or maybe a brother or sister that's older than you, if they can check it to make sure you did your letters correctly, then they can give you a check mark for writing the word fish. Down here we have great practice with sentences. So we have the word Jeff, ooh, lightning word, is very brave. So down here I'd like you to copy the sentence, but first we need to practice to get to know how to make these letters and review these letters. So we have, you'll remember, we always start a sentence with a capital letter. So that's why we have that big J. This is also a name of a friend, Jeff. So you always have to capitalize the first letter of a name, wherever it is in a sentence. So we have our letters, big letter J. You're going to trace it and then write it underneath here in this box. You'll notice it's in the same spot. Trace Jeff is very brave. And then I'd like you to write it on the line down here. Don't forget, boys and girls, we put something in between our words. What are they? Spaces. That's right, spaces. Make sure you have spaces between each of your words, please. And write it on the line at the bottom here. And what do we put at the end of a sentence? Punctuation, that's right. And you'll see in this sentence, we have a period because it's just a statement. So Jeff is brave. Or Jeff is very brave, I'm sorry. I'd like you to write it on the line. And again, down here, you'll see a check off. Ask an adult, an older brother or sister to check your sentence. Make sure you have a capital letter at the beginning, spaces between your words, and a punctuation mark, a period at the end. Check it, and then we'll move on to page 62. Now, page 62 is going to be our letter Q. Letter Q is going to review that magic C. We've had other letters we've made with the magic C, and you will use that knowledge to make the letter Q for today. So we're going to start by watching a video all about the magic C, letter Q.
Magic C letters.
All right. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to practice our letter Q. So I'm going to practice it first on my dry erase board. You can either watch me or maybe you can practice with me. So I have my double lines here. Now instead of starting up here in the air like we have been with the letter Q, we're actually going to start on that top line down there. We're going to make a magic C first. So you're going to have, put your pencil or your marker at the top line there. You're going to make a magic C. Go up like a helicopter. Bump, you're going to go back down, and you're going to make a U-turn. If you're a friend in Mrs. Everett's class, sometimes I like to call this a monkey tail just to have fun. So I sometimes say magic C, up like a helicopter, bump, back down, and make your monkey tail. So there's our letter Q. Now we're going to practice in our workbooks on page 62. We're going to start by tracing. Remember, tracing is how we're going to practice so we can make sure we have a good model on how to make our letters. So letter Q. We're going to start at the top line. You're going to make a magic C. Go up like a helicopter. Bump that top line. Go down. And you're going to make a U-turn or a monkey tail. Now let's try it all by ourselves. Start the dot. Put your pencil on that dot. That's where you always start. Magic C, up like a helicopter, bump, back down, and U-turn. Make a little U down there at the bottom. Trace it again. Magic C, up like a helicopter, down, and U-turn. Go ahead and continue that with your rest of your cues. Trace it and write it, trace it and write it. And the very end here, I want to see what kind of cue you can make. You're going to start the line. There's no dot this time, so you have to have a good idea on where you start. So you've had practice on these ones. So you're going to start here at the top line, magic C, and we all know how to make a magic C. Go up like a helicopter, bump the top line, go back down, and U-turn. And on like our other pages, you're going to have an adult or an older brother or sister to check your cue to make sure you made it correctly, and they'll give you a nice big check mark to show that you did a nice job. Thank you again for working hard today on the letters F and Q. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and know that everybody at Hillview misses you. Bye-bye.